Alright, hello everybody. It is the Only Baseball, and I'm here to bring you guys a little overview of a $400 budget PC. Now, this is not a gaming computer, but this is just a regular computer overall. And this computer is for just everyday tasks like emailing, video streaming, that kind of stuff, web browsing. But if you want to, you could maybe add a lower end graphics card like this R6670 from FX. I can never say their name. I don't know why. This is the Radeon R6670 Core Edition. You could add one of these small lower grade graphics cards into this computer, but let's get this started. So to start this off is the case. The case, we're using a Cooler Master Elite 130, and the reason I like this case is because, well, the person who I'm building this computer for, which you guys will get to see me build it too, that will not be in this video, this will be about a week after, it'll probably be like the 29th of February, but the reason I like this case is because it's a mini ITX board, and it has a lot of cable management tie-down points, plus it has a front 120mm intake fan, intake fan, and an 80mm exhaust fan, and that just comes stock. Plus the price of the case is reasonably a very good price. And this case comes in at about how much was it? I want to say it was about $60. And then to the motherboard, we're using an Asus H81i Plus LGA 1150 HDMI motherboard, and the thing I like about this motherboard is it's tiny. It's only maybe about this big, and it's got USB 3.0, it's got HDMI, it's got all those good features, and plus it is Intel Haswell supported, which is the processor we're going to be using. But first, before I talk about the processor, let me tell you guys a little bit more about this motherboard. It is the Mini ITX platform again. It is from Asus, so they have some their technology that they actually put into the motherboard is actually really good. I really like their quality of the motherboards they have. Also, it supports up to 1866 DDR3 RAM, and it's got HDMI. It's also 6 gigs per second, USB 3.0, and it's also got the USB 3.0 on the motherboard itself, so you can connect like front panel connectors to it, which I like. I really like having that feature. So now the processor, we're using an Intel Pentium G3220. Well, voice crack, but this processor is really good for everyday computing. Although it doesn't have the quad cores that the i5 or i7 may have, or it doesn't have hyper-threading like the i3 might have. But one thing that I do like about the G3220 is the price. It's got a really low price, but it outperforms a lot of things. You guys will see me run an i3 test against the Haswell. Well, this is Ivy Bridge, but I will be running this against the 3.0 gigahertz Haswell G3220, which is the computer I'm about to build. So I'll do some benchmarks on there, as well as I will put that at the end of the actual computer build against the i3, so you guys can see how that compares. Although I wouldn't really recommend the Pentium for gaming, but you could again add a low-end graphics card there. Maybe play a little bit of like some stuff I got here, like World of Warcraft, Stonehearth, Kerbal Space Program, Loadout. Those small games that don't require too much CPU power. So then to memory, we are going to talk about the RAM first. I am using G-Skill Ripdraw X 1866 DDR3 RAM. This is some fast RAM for the price. If you go to Newegg.com, like everything here I'm getting off Newegg.com, and they have a sale on that. It's a 4 gig stick. You might want to pick it up. It's only about 40 bucks. It's some real fast RAM. And then as for the hard drive, we're using a Western Digital Caviar Blue 1 terabyte. 6 gig per second hard drive, 7200 RPMs. I love this hard drive. That's the hard drive I currently have in this computer. And all this stuff here. X out of that. But yeah, that's it for about the hard drive. Then we have the optical disk drive. We're using a regular Asus DVD-R and CDR drive. As for the PSU, we're using a Corsair CXM or CX430M 430 watt power supply. It is a modular power supply, which means you only plug in the cables you need, which I recommend for these smaller builds because they won't have as much airflow, which, you know, it doesn't really matter, I suppose, but it's a personal preference. I really like modular power supplies because it makes your computer look really nice and neat. But for some people, that stuff doesn't matter. It is also 80 plus bronze certified, so it is more efficient and consumes less power. So that's always good. And also I added a couple little things at the end because the person I'm building this for wanted these features. They wanted a webcam, they wanted a Wi-Fi network adapter, also a wireless mouse and keyboard. And I was able to pick those up for everything about 40 bucks on eBay itself. And so the whole computer build itself was about $367, but it also comes with a $20 mail-in rebate through the power supply. So it's about $340, and then I spent again maybe about 40 bucks on the other things like the mouse, keyboard, all that stuff. I spent about $40 there, so that makes it still even under $400, which is really good. So stay tuned for the actual build, which will be coming up soon. And thank you everybody for watching, and yeah, just enjoy.